Okay, so just to begin, feel free to find a comfortable position if you haven't yet, and you can allow yourself to have cushions, pillows, blankets. It's okay if you are covered. It's ideal to be in a reclined position. If you're seated and you're upright, that's okay as well. And I was initially intending this to be for my students only, but I've opened it up to everyone else. And so if you have people that would like to join and they're not on yet, you can feel free to send them the link. The reason that I wanted to do healing around this time was because that I started to notice in myself the telltale signs of fall, and that meant that my energy felt a little bit lowered. I started to notice that I would get cold, like that deep kind of chill in my bones. I started to want to eat more nourishing foods, a lot of root vegetables. I was gravitating towards potatoes and carrots and beets and pumpkin and squash. And so all of these to me signaled that the seasons are now changing. The seasons don't go by a date. It's not you find a date on the calendar and that's when the seasons actually change, but with our variable climate these days, the seasons are changing differently than they have in the past. And so it's important for us to have that sort of internal barometer and get a sense of how we feel and what we need, and really listen to that, those needs that we have. And usually it's our body that will tell us what we need. So for a lot of us, we might have felt like we wanted to slow down a little bit. For a lot of us, we might feel the need to kind of cozy up in a blanket or feel like we're in a cocoon of some sort. And this is all very healthy for this time of year. Please don't feel that there's anything wrong with you. This is the time of year where that is absolutely natural. Okay, so tonight we'll bring in a lot of nourishing, a sense of understanding the changes that are happening, and really leaning into the season and leaning into the changes that are happening, and being able to find that sense of coziness, that feeling of internal turning inward and going inside. And so what I would ask for all of us is to really get a sense of, are we comfortable where we are? And if there's something that you need to be more comfortable, if you need an extra cushion or a blanket, then feel free to get what you need. And feel free to settle in. You can take a nice deep breath, exhaling out, letting your whole body sort of drop into that surface that's holding you. And for those of us who are trained in healing in Reiki, feel free to take a moment and you can place the Reiki symbols right into your heart center, so you can draw them and place them right into the center of your heart, one at a time. And for those of you who aren't familiar, aren't trained, you can feel free to take one hand and place it at your upper chest and the other hand at your upper abdomen. And just connecting with your breath for a few moments just now. I will be sending healing to everyone who I can see on my screen. If you have your name visible, it's even better. But if you can hear my voice, then that should be enough for now. You can take a moment and get a sense of what you need, what your healing needs are at this time. That might be something physical. It might be mental or emotional in nature. It might be something spiritual. Take a moment and connect with that healing intention or those intentions. And know that the healing that is being channeled for you today will go to the appropriate places. So there's no way that you can get it wrong, even if you feel that you need a physical healing and the root of that suffering is actually spiritual or emotional in nature. The healing will go to the root or the appropriate place. And you can take a moment now and just release your hands. Let your hands be comfortable at your sides. And I will be guiding us through several hand positions that are used in Reiki. So the front of the face, the sides of the face, the back of the head, the base of the throat, the heart center and the upper chest, the upper abdomen, the belly, the hips or pelvis, and the knees and feet. And these are all Reiki hand positions. They correspond generally to the major energy centers of the human body. And even if you aren't trained in Reiki, know that the healing is coming through from what I'm sending you. So the healing is being channeled for you today. So take a moment. If you haven't learned Reiki, then you can take your hands and rub them really quickly in front of you, just like this. So you can generate a little bit of heat in your hands. And you can take your hands just about an inch apart, and you might be able to feel a little bit of a vibration. So you can feel an activation of your own energy if you aren't trained in Reiki. And if you are trained in Reiki, then this is activating that Reiki energy that's already flowing through you. I'm going to guide us just to place our hands over the front of our face, very gently placing our hands here. And as we do this, we are channeling the healing in through the crown and in through the third eye. Take a moment and sense your shoulders, your upper arms. We'll be resting here for a few minutes. So if you feel that your upper arms or shoulders are tight, stiff, or strained in any way, you can take a cushion or a rolled up towel or just pile up the blanket right in your upper chest area, and you can have your arms, your elbows resting over that blanket or cushion or pillow, and you can then come back and place your hands over the front of the face like so. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling out, letting your whole body drop right into that surface under you. So this healing is very passive. It's being channeled from higher places for you. Allow yourself to know that you are being held in light. That you are safe. You have permission to be at ease. Anything that arises is okay. It's okay because anything that arises here is arising for the purposes of release, of recognition, of understanding, and to allow the healing to come in. So I'm already feeling some releasing happening. I may mention a few specific things, not for specific people in this forum, but I can feel that there is a lot of congestion in this group at the throat, some congestion at the chest. I haven't gotten too far down, but I can already feel that there's some congestion at the upper abdomen. So it is true that this is the start of the season when things start to become dry. This is the beginning of the season when there are a lot more respiratory illnesses. This is the start of the season when we might feel a lot hungrier. We might feel that we need to start storing energy. And so that energy in the fall starts to come inward and drop downward. This is all very natural. Let's take our hands now and move them from the front of the face to the sides of the face. So again, we're still working with the third eye and the crown energy, bringing the energy and the healing downward from above. I'm not an expert in traditional Chinese medicine, but I do know that out of the 5 elements, autumn or fall is connected with the metal element. And the metal element is about letting go of what we no longer need. It's releasing and making space for what's new, what's to come. It can feel like it's a time of grief and letting go. See if we can just let go of this body right now. Let it drop into that surface under us. It's the time of year when there's less daylight. And a lot of people find that that brings up feelings of sadness. And so that feeling of grieving and sadness and letting go, again, is very natural for this time of year. So if you've been feeling some of those things, please know that you're not alone, and that there is no emotion that is unwelcome here. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you feel without clinging to that emotion. So there's no need to hold tightly. Taking another deep breath in and exhaling out, letting go of that breath. Allow yourself to know that you are still held in this light. Allowing the energy to come together, to turn inward, and to drop down. And for some of us, your arms might be feeling a little tired, so let's take our hands now and place them just behind our head. This is also working at the back of the third eye energy center, and also continues to bring the energy into the crown. So this is our spiritual connection and our center of perception. During this healing tonight, you may feel downloads, information, messages, understanding come to you spontaneously and automatically. So I'll try not to talk too much. Allowing it to feel like you can give those elbows an opportunity to come far apart from each other, opening up the shoulders, opening up the throat area, opening up the heart space. It's not often that we lie down like this, with our hands behind our head. Give yourself full permission to release here. Again, letting go. Letting go again. And letting go again. Remembering that it's very natural when you look at nature. On the outside, we see the leaves of the trees turning different colors, losing their moisture, drying out and falling from the tree. The tree actually lets go and releases the leaves. And what we don't see on the surface is all of that energy that was being photosynthesized in the leaves, in the foliage, comes back down the stems, comes back down the trunk or the main stem of the plant, and goes down deep into the earth, into the roots. So this is a time for us to feel that connection to the earth. Wherever you are resting, allow yourself to be held by the surface under you. Know that that surface is held by the floor of the room that you're in. And that floor is held in place by the foundation of the building, and ultimately held by the earth herself. Allow yourself to be held by the earth herself. And now let's take our hands from behind our head, and we can cross them at the wrists and just bring them over the collarbones. So left hand over the right collarbone, right hand over the left collarbone. And we're working at the base of the throat center here. This is our center of self-expression. And again, if the shoulders or upper arms are tight or stiff or sore or tired, feel free to place a cushion right over your upper chest, or a rolled up towel or a rolled up blankie, so that you can just place your elbows over top and then place your hands where they should go. Just resting here. And I'm just looking at the names on the screen and sending everyone healing and light. May you be held in this light. May you be safe in this light. May you be nourished by this light. May you be at ease in this light. The throat chakra is generally the place where we hold our words, or where we express our words. Sometimes we hold a lot of fear in the throat. Sometimes this is a fear of being judged, of saying the wrong thing. And more in our modern world, there are increasing rules of how to communicate with people, how to address people, how not to address them, what words you can say, what words are canceled. Let's take a deep breath here. Exhaling out through the mouth if you wish. This is a very healing type of breath for this time of year. Breathing in very deeply through the nose, as far as you can, as much as you can, and on the exhale, releasing that breath. You can release it out through the mouth. If there are words, feelings, anything that you haven't been able to express freely, then on the exhale, you can allow those words or the energy behind them, the feelings behind them, to be released. So breathing in deeply, exhaling out. And you can do this as many times as you wish because you're all muted. Allow the exhale and the release to be natural. Remember that nature drops the leaves. It doesn't push them off. It doesn't hit an eject button. It just allows them to drop when it's the right time, very naturally. In the same way, with the exhale, you can take that deep breath in, and it's just the force of that deep breath in that allows that exhale, the very natural exhale. I can feel that for some of you, at least one of you here, there may be tears. And this is just another way that the body releases what it's been holding on to, what it no longer needs. So if you've been stressed, if you've had a very difficult time, if you felt sadness, pain, hurt, grief, it's okay to allow yourself to express those things. As human beings, we are allowed to cry. We have the function of crying. Not all creatures have that ability. And there's no need to feel embarrassed or weak about that. Just don't cling to it. Let's take our hands out of the throat position and uncross them and just bring them over the upper chest. So left hand over where the physical heart would be, and right hand right across from that. Take your elbows out, let them rest next to you. Allow your shoulders to drop. So we're working at the heart center, at the physical heart, at the physical lungs. We're also sending this healing into our upper back area, so the back of the heart chakra as well. And this is, at this time of year, another area, one of the areas that can be affected by the dryness, by viruses, by illnesses, by allergies. So there may be shortness of breath, coughing, tension, tightness in the chest. One of the ways to assist with this is allowing that deeper, intentional breath. Taking a nice deep breath in, right in through the nose, as long as you can. You can hold it for a few moments, and then exhaling it out. Just doing this a few times clears that channel each time. So again, there's no holding, no shallow breathing. It's allowing that channel to open and to bring in oxygen, air, change. The air element is the element of movement, allowing that movement to happen naturally, easily. And so here at the heart, we may have felt a sense of sadness at the end of summer. We may be suffering from actual sad seasonal affective disorder, which happens to a lot of us when we don't have the amount of daylight. We don't get that vitamin D or the same levels as we did in the summer. Everything feels contracted and tight. So we have to feel that sense of movement, that sense of stillness can be broken up with that breath. And if there is a sadness or a grieving of a more carefree season, a lighter, easier season, then just notice that. Some of us here, I can see many of us here practice mindfulness. This is the most powerful practice that there is. And put simply, for anyone who isn't practicing mindfulness, it's observing this body and this mind, including the heart and the feelings, exactly as they are, with a stable observation, with a neutral observation, allowing things to come and go without holding to them tightly, seeing them as they are. I'm going to be quiet for a few moments and allow you to have the opportunity to feel the healing that's coming through for your heart. Remember that you are basking in light. You might even envision that beautiful fall sunlight. The clean, crisp air. You might bring to mind the smell of the fallen leaves in the forest. You might bring to mind the nourishment of a nice warm cup of soup. With some root vegetables that come out of this earth filled with minerals and nutrients and energy. Let's take one more deep breath right here at the heart. Fill our lungs with fresh oxygen. And exhale out. We can take our hands now and bring them just down in the upper abdomen, just a few inches above the belly. Left hand on the left side, right hand on the right side. Let your elbows fall out to the sides. Allow your body to release into that surface under you. Remembering what it feels like to be held by the earth herself. And here you'll feel your rib cage, that rib cage expanding with each in-breath and releasing with each out-breath. bringing healing, continuing to bring healing into the lungs, but also bringing it into the stomach and the digestive system. Bringing healing into the organs that are up here, the liver, the spleen. Remembering that this healing is passive. We don't have to be doctors. We don't have to be familiar with the ins and outs of the different systems and organs of our body. We can release that need to know and just allow the healing to happen on its own. So, as we're working at the solar plexus, this area it governs our feelings of self-confidence and self-worth. And when we think about the metal element, we can think and know that it is precious, that it's buried under the surface of this earth. It's shiny. It's reflective. It's tough. And I've had several clients recently who have been struggling with their feelings of self-worth, self-confidence, second-guessing themselves, feelings around identity and purpose. This is a time to come back inward, deep within the core of ourselves, and feel that shining metal within us, that gold, that ore. Remember that you are precious. Remember that this life is precious. Let's come back to our breath, taking a nice deep breath in, filling the lungs with fresh oxygen, fresh air, as much as we can, and exhaling fully through the mouth or the nose. We can slide our hands ever so slightly lower, right over the belly. We can notice that expansion with each in-breath and relaxation with each out-breath here as well. Breathing down into the belly, rib cage, upper chest, feeling them expand. And on the out-breath, feeling the belly, the rib cage, the upper chest release and let go. Bringing healing into the intestines, the digestive system, all of the organs in the center of the body, the gut. We're also working at the back of the body, remember. So if anyone has had issues with their spine in the middle back or towards the lower back, the healing is also going in that direction. Can we just rest and watch how the body doesn't hold? Notice the in-breath and the expansion at the in-breath. Notice the exhalation and the release at the center of the body. This hand position is a minor chakra, a minor energy center, so we're not going to stay here for too long. If you feel like you'd like to, you can. If you'd like to move forward, you can bring your hands over the hips in the front of the body. Bringing healing into the hips themselves, all of the reproductive organs and systems, the lower back, the locomotive center of this physical body, and our creative center, creation center. And we often don't feel terribly creative when we're turning inward like this, but this is where everything begins. This is about coming back and nourishing ourselves. Think of a caterpillar that builds its cocoon. And with all of that change that goes on in the cocoon, you don't see it on the outside, it's happening internally. So this is a time for us to get quiet and to allow changes to occur on their own. Not forcing, not pushing. It's much more of a feminine type of energy, more of a yin energy. So as night falls, we can feel that darkness around us. We can feel that sense of turning inward and being cozy and allowing things to change within on a very deep level. Taking a nice deep breath in, Filling your lungs with fresh air, exhaling out, releasing, letting go again. Taking another breath in, feeling the expansion, and on the exhale, releasing yet again. Letting go. Letting go of force, control, trying. Giving yourself permission to be held by the earth, by the light. Be held inside this healing, as if you are resting at the foot of a divine being, a God, a powerful angel, a deity. Allow yourself to welcome that light, that healing, that energy, that love, that assistance. Easily, gently, naturally. Know that whatever you are creating, you're not creating it in a vacuum. That whatever inspiration, whatever assistance is here for you, so it's true that in our modern world we often will feel isolated, alone, misunderstood. Remember that you are not alone. Give yourself permission to be held in this light, assisted by this light, loved in this light. And let's take one more deep breath in, as much as we can, exhaling out, fully releasing, fully releasing. And then we're going to work at the root area, and to do this we'll draw our knees up towards our chest, as is comfortable, and bring your hands just over your knees, gently resting them over the knees. If you wish, you can tilt your head forward towards your knees, giving your upper back a little bit of a stretch, bringing your knees right up towards your forehead, giving your lower back towards the tailbone a little gentle stretch. So you're coming into that fetal position, that inward position. And you can hold this position for a few moments if you're here. And then letting your head relax. If you are bringing your head towards your knees, just gently letting your head relax and bringing your knees into a comfortable position with your hands resting over them. Drawing the energy down. down through the physical body, down through the energetic body. We're also releasing any congestion from higher up in the body as it travels downward, releasing it out through the root area, sending it back to the earth to be purified, cleansed, transmuted, shifted. The root area is also important at this time of year as we remember to stay grounded, as we derive that mineral, the metal, the mineral from the earth in those root vegetables, in the potatoes, in the carrots, in the beets, in the squash, in the pumpkin, in the onions. These are all rich in minerals and nutrients. And at this time of year, a lot of us enjoy having those stews, having that chili, those soups. Those pumpkin spice lattes. We don't think about it consciously, but those minerals are extremely supportive and nourishing for us. So remember that this earth continues to nourish us in so many ways. Allow yourself to once again feel held by the earth. Take a deep breath and exhale. And now gently bringing your hands over the tops of your feet. And if you can't reach both feet at the same time, then just take one foot, bending your knee, bringing one foot up towards you, and putting your hands around the top of that foot for just a few moments. And if you can actually reach both feet, you can come into a happy baby position. Or you can just bring your legs into a diamond position with your toes touching with a little bit of space between the feet at the soles of the feet. This allows congestion to be released out of the soles. Just taking a breath here, allowing yourself to feel that deep stretch. If you are holding one foot, you can let go of it. And now gently bringing the other foot towards the middle of your body and placing both hands over the top of that foot. And if you're still in happy baby, then enjoy. Feel like you're a happy baby. Loved, cherished, supported, held, protected, cared for. Taking one more deep breath here. And exhaling fully, releasing fully. And now you can allow your legs to release. And you can come into a nice, beautiful, full body stretch, just reaching your arms out, reaching your legs down. Feel free to gently turn your head from side to side to side, just bringing a little bit of movement and motion into your neck. And I'm placing one Reiki symbol right into my screen for unconditional love for everyone. You can come back and place your hands right over your heart if you wish. Or you can place your hands in prayer position for our final intention. May we all be safe and at ease, well and healthy. May we all support ourselves gently and with kindness. May we all be happy, peaceful, and free from suffering. Thank you, and namaste. I wish you all a beautiful sleep tonight, a beautiful rest, and I look forward to our next healing whenever that time comes.